Good morning, everyone. How are you? This is Melinda Cooper. Hi, Crystal. Good to see you. I'm here this morning. It's 8:57 actually, so I'm starting a little bit earlier. I hope you don't mind. I am pretty anxious. I got excitement happening going on. Oh my God. I'm in a new place at my house. I'm not behind my usual spot, so I don't like the lighting, but I'm going to play with that a little bit and let you know that I'm kind of going a little off kilt. It is 8:58. I thought I would start early, tell you once again, I'm Melinda Cooper. I am your intuitive strategy business coach. I'm here to help you along the path for us to work together and make your business strategy work faster, quicker, and easier for you. Most people don't realize that when I talk about adding in your intuitiveness, a lot of that is your own training that we work on. A lot of that is the idea of building stronger for you and with you. So I really like that a whole lot. Um, I've been an intuitive, I guess, since I was three, maybe four. I actually have a person that I know gave a first reading to when I was 6 years old. So it's pretty interesting to me. I've always had it all my life. So I've just gone through life fine tuning it, learning as I'm like you, I'm learning as much as I can, trying to figure out, okay, who's talking to me. I started a little bit early because I wanted to tell you my story for today. It's 8:59. I think it's safe to start. This is Melinda Cooper once again, and you are with Intuitive Intuition and Your Business. So this morning at 2:04, for those of you who pay attention to numbers, 2:04 in the morning, I heard my name, Melinda. I looked at the clock. It's a real big thing for me to always look at the clock and see what time I'm hearing something, see what time I hear voices, I see memories, dreams, whatever is coming to me. I make sure to actually keep a journal and keep a time on what time it is so that I can let people know, oh my God, this is what time, this is what it meant, this is how it went for me. So today at 2:04 in the morning, I heard my name being yelled out, Melinda. I said, who is it? Nobody answered. So I said, well, if you're not going to tell me who you are, I do not accept you until you tell me who I'm speaking with. I'm going back to bed. So at ready? 4:07, I heard my name again, Melinda. And I was like, let me look. So it's at 4:07. And guess what? I'm like, it's 4:07 in the morning. And guess what? I don't know who you are. Who are you? Tell me your name. It went silent. I said, it's 4:07. I'm going back to sleep. I need some more rest. I don't have to get up until 7 a.m. So I rolled over. I turned on my own meditation music that I listen to while I sleep. And I started feeling my body relax and get back into the modality of let's go into heavy sleep. Most people don't do really deep, deep sleep, but I do. I go deep into sleep and I help other people reach deep, deep sleep. So I'm there and I said, 4:07, I said a quick prayer. I said the Our Father, actually. And then I went ahead, curled over, and I felt my body going back into deep sleep. At 6:03, I hear Melinda. He said, no, who is this? I said, who is it and what do you want? It is, you know, we're talking 6:03 in the morning. Tell me who you are and what is it that you want to say. It's 6:03. I still have another hour. Well, nothing happened. Nothing. So I said, that's it. I turned on my meditation one more time. And I'm thinking, I don't have to get up until 7 o'clock. I'm going to try to catch this last bit of sleep. Sometimes that's some of my best sleep. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. So what happened was that I went ahead and sure enough, I fell deep asleep again. And it was fabulous. Ah, sometimes at your best sleep, right? When you know that you are, it's like the last little bit of a soda or the last little bit of great glass of ice water. It just tastes so good. So I was feeling so rested and deep and I was relaxing. And all of a sudden at 7:02, I heard Melinda, as if they were scolding me now. And I was like, oh no, I'm not starting my day like this. Who are you? And what is your message? And who is it for? I said, because I do not know who you are. And until I know who you are, I'm not accepting you in my bedroom. Go stand out in the hallway and you'll have to wait. Well, 7 o'clock, it was time for me to get up. My house started moving. Everybody's moving around. It's time for my morning breakfast. Time to have, gratefully, my husband made me a wonderful breakfast this morning. And, it's just okay. What most people don't realize is that when somebody is calling your name, it's a message. When somebody is trying to reach you, there really is a message. The difference is that we are the ones who set our boundaries. We're the ones who make a decision going, no, I'm not accepting it during that time. And that's kind of where we're going here. I'll answer a couple of questions that were put to me today. But before I do that, I want to declare that some of my clients and many of you who may be listening, you have to set your boundaries. You have to set your expectations. You have to set your own, this is what I'm willing to accept and not accept. And the reason we do that is because that's how we teach our angels, our spirit guides, other entities around us, other energies, even people, to learn respect and how to respect us and how we will respect them. Years, seems like centuries ago, I had a client that was very much on Facebook and I was on Facebook. And at that time, I was helping her doing other different things. And one night, it was real late at night and I had a lot of high energy. I had a lot of things going on at that time. So I was on the computer and on Facebook, actually playing back then. I guess about, I don't know, about 11:30. And all of a sudden, I get a message, ping, right? And I'm like, this isn't Seattle. I don't care if I got mail. I'm not listening. Then all of a sudden, I get a message on Facebook that says, Melinda, check your messages. I just sent you one. I didn't answer. I didn't respond. I just let it go. Next thing I know, she actually texted me and she says, I know you're up. I see you on Facebook. I have a question to ask you. My answer was then, just as it was to the spirit that was with me this morning, no, not at this time. I am not turned on and I am not here just, I said, I'm creating my boundaries. She says, well, you're on Facebook anyway. I said, no, I am here for myself, not just for everybody that sees me at 11:30 p.m. Central Time. Can we talk about it in the morning? I said, yes, I'm no longer answering your texts or your messages until tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Thanks. Have a good evening. Try to get some rest. And that was it. Spirit guides, angels, our family members who have gone to the other side, our people who are passing, energies that are passing through, that are connected to us. All of them are the same way as that person that was on Facebook at 11:30 Central PM, right? Just because they are there and ready to rock and roll does not mean that we have to always answer. If you like that, we don't always have to answer. Now, that brings me into today's date, today's question. It's 9:07 a.m. I hope that you were able to hear my message, my story. It was about my dreams. I thought you'd get a kick out of it. I know that I'll have to dress that person later on today, but right now, this is where I'm at. So it's 9:07. Good morning. It's Melinda Cooper. I'm the intuition and your business, right? one person, actually a couple of people, but one specific question, that's a better way of saying it, sent in a question this week. And the question was, is one, do I know my spirit guides? Um, the answer is they know you. I always look at it as for lack of a better word, a crowd in a football stadium. I call it a high school football because we're not, right? But a high school football stadium, excuse me, sorry. Um, and imagine looking up in the stadium, and sometimes it looks like it is jam packed with people all over the place. And you're looking around going, do I know any of these people? And all of a sudden, out of the crowd, you see maybe your family, you see your bestie friend, you see someone, one of your confidants, a school teacher, someone that you do know, someone that you do recognize, but you can't place where you put them, who they are, or oh my gosh, who is that person? I know that person. That's kind of like spirit guides as far as I'm concerned. I describe it to people this way: until you really get to know them, they're the crowd in the stadium. They're the people who are always there. They're either cheering you or they're trying to help you know that there's a better way of doing things, or they're trying to be the right. I always coach on the sideline, right? And until you connect with them and start really getting to know them, create your communications. Myself, I'm going to put the boundaries up around myself, and I'm going to say today at 2:03 in the morning, at 2:07 in the morning, at 4:06 in the morning, at 4:03 in the morning, whatever time it is. I'm going, no, right now I'm not listening to you. I want to get my rest. I need to get my rest because we all need to rejuvenate ourselves every day. So when you think about that, the spirit guides are always with you. Do we tune into them? Do we know them? Have we made a connection with them? That's an individual story on an individual day, right? Some days I wonder, hey, are you guys listening to me? Now, I'll be honest with you, that's an old joke with me because they're always listening, right? Some people say big brother's listening. They always are. Your big brother is God, and he's up there, and he in the universe and everybody else in that football stadium is always listening. They're listening to your thoughts, they're listening to your desires, they're listening to your goals, they're looking into your struggles, they're trying to figure out the better way to help you find the greater path. All of those things, indeed, are part of you, right? They're part of you. They're part of finding out and helping you grow and achieve the dreams that you say you want to achieve, right? Now, that takes us to our next question, which is something I'm going to capture real quick. Someone flat out asked me, you know, uh, how do I quiet my mind to meditate or to listen so that I can't hear them? I used to teach a long, long time ago remote viewing, trying to help people discover that they can be right where they're at and look clear across the universe to see something else. For me, which is something I used to always tease my son about, my son went to George Washington University, and he would be walking, obviously, the streets of DC with a bunch of his friends or whatever. And when I wanted to tune into him and feel how he was doing or find out what was going on, I would absolutely say his name. I would focus on him. And I could actually see, it's a process, there's steps to make it happen. And anybody interested, I'd be willing to teach that class again. But it's the process of knowing how to connect. So every now and then, just to freak he and his friends out, I would call him and I'd say, I've told you time and time again that color is not your color. That doesn't go with your palate. And he'd go, I really wish you wouldn't do that, Mom. And I said, and that food, come on. And I would say the Chinese food or whatever he was eating. And he'd go, and they would say, who is that? And he'd go, it's my mom. And she's telling me to tell you that that dress you're wearing or that shirt you're wearing isn't working. Or, it could be better if it did this. And one of his friends would say, what color am I wearing? tell me what color. So I would describe the whole outfit to her. And she would go, "Oh my God, I need a sweatshirt." She's absolutely right. But it's because I would do that just to let them know that, you know what? Remember that you're always connected. Remember that it is, the process of you focusing, of you, cutting out the noise. I used to teach people, and I still teach people, when you're ready to meditate, start out with 5 minutes. And they're like, 5 minutes? What good is that? I said, no, 5 minutes to teach your brain. This is my 5 minutes of time. Don't tell me about the grocery list. Don't tell me about the laundry. Don't ask me if I did this at work. I don't want to care if I have to walk the dog. He can wait 5 minutes. I don't want to have to remember if I need to, that I put out the trash. All of that is noise that's playing constantly. I call it our internal checklist, right? We all have one and we all do different things on it. And when we do that, it begins to tell us, okay, now we have, right, this, or this. But if you can sit for 5 minutes and every single time that something pops into your mind and you can say inside your mind, this is my solitude time right now, that's not on my list. I won't worry about that right now. It can wait 5 minutes. To the point where nothing pops up. When nothing pops up anymore, because you're training your brain, you're training your guides, you're training your angels, you're training everybody. This is my boundary, and I have 5 minutes to myself. New moms or moms of kiddos, when I was young and I had my kids, I had them very young. I would tell them, give me 5 minutes and not say my name. And if you say my name inside that 5 minutes, and I'd put the timer on, I'm going to change my name and not tell you what it is. Got to where my son finally one time said, he says, no, you can't. And I said, why not? He says, because you're going to always be mom, no matter what your name is. And that was true, right? He finally got it. And he finally said, okay, 5 minutes, mom. So they would put the timer on knowing that for that 5 minutes, I didn't have to, they wouldn't talk to me. And I wouldn't talk to them. They had to sit there and read, or they had to sit there and play with their whatever it was for 5 minutes without calling my name. Yeah, you think about that. That's a pretty funny process, but that's the way it works for meditation. That's the way it works as silencing your mind. You have to teach it. This is silent time. This is just within a moment, right? Because your lifetime in heaven's space or on the other side, your entire lifetime is a minute on that side. Think about that for a second. Let it soak in. Doesn't matter what, if you live 4 seconds for those infants who pass away in birth, if you live 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, 15 years, 65 years, 80 years, 90 years, 102, does not matter in this lifetime, the lifespan you have. When you go to the other side, it was a minute. Think of that concept. So everything that we learn, build, and create, they break it down into what did we learn, how did we learn it, and how did we build it, live it, etc. How did we share everything? Everything. When they say, when your life passes before you, I've walked into the white light and come out before. And for the very first time I did it, I've done it 3 times. And the very first time I did it, it was true. My life flashed. But it wasn't the flashing of, for me, it wasn't the flashing of, oh my God, you screwed up. It was a flashing of, what did you learn? I guess because they knew they were going to send me back, that I had so much more to learn, right? But at that first time, it was, what did you learn? When you saw this incident, what did you learn from it? When you experienced that situation, what did you learn from it? Did you learn greater love? Did you learn greater compassion? Did you learn understanding from the other point of view? What was it that you learned in every situation that would, if you look back at your own mile markers, what was the biggest lessons that you learned in your life? And what was it that you learned from it? Because that is what you're taking with you. Just let you know that, just give you a little bit of insight on the other side. But for right now, the question was, do we have spirit guides? Are they always with us? The answer is yes. We all, each and every one of us. I'm from Texas, y'all. I was born and raised Dallas, Texas, so I'm from Texas, y'all. So the whole thing is, yes, we all have spirit guides. That's one. Two, are they always with us? Yes, they are always with us. They are always in the stadium, cheering us on, helping us on, coaching from the sideline, trying to show us other things, trying to give us messages, trying to show us a direction, trying to give us the best play on the field so that we can score and achieve our goals. All of those things. People understand that kind of stuff, and that's the fastest and easiest way for me to explain that that's what spirit guides and who they are to us. Now, each of them bring their own talents. Each spirit guide is here for a purpose, for a reason, and a part of our lives. I will tell you that some step forward and some step back, some rearrange, some don't, but there is always what I call one master spirit guide. Now, here's a trick behind the master spirit guide. If you're into orchestras, you have one person that is leading it. And he tells some people, come forward. And then he says, soften that blow. Here's another person over there. Okay, bring it in softly. You've seen when musicians and orchestras, and you've seen the conductor pushing them, moving the music, allowing it to flow like, a masterpiece, right? They create a masterpiece. Well, that's what this is about. That's really what this is about. Our master spirit guide is our director in charge of hopefully helping all the other, right? All of the other spirit guides to fall into place to help us so that we can achieve our greatest and biggest goals. There you go. Can we quiet our minds? Absolutely. Absolutely. We can quiet our minds by training ourselves. And I, again, recommend start at the minimum of 5 minutes a day and tell them, this is my time. Tell them, do not make any noise around me. Do not add in anything that is going to distract me. I am not allowing distractors. I am not allowing to get within my boundary. This is my time, and I'm only going to allow this much to it. So with that in mind, I wanted you to know that today is April the 16th, 2024. Know that you have spirit guides. Know that they are always with you and that they are always here to help you. If you have, I would love it if you pass it any other questions and let me know what's going on, and we'll go from there. In the meantime, this is Melinda Cooper. It's been great sharing with you today, and have a great week. I hope to see you next week. Melinda Cooper, your intuitive strategy business coach, with you and your intuition and your business. See you next week. Bye-bye.